Have you ever found yourself on a random Sunday driving around when you spot it, an estate sale sign, and you tell yourself, with a vision of your death pile in the back of your head, I'm just going to look? So you park the car, you go in, you scout the house real quick, and on the way out the garage, you're waving goodbye to the estate people, as planned, empty-handed? Me neither. Not once. Not ever. Let's get to learning. Well, I'm at an estate sale because, why wouldn't I be on a Sunday morning with a bacon sandwich, which is usually my garage sailing choice for breakfast, but sometimes you got to pivot. Cold coffee. This is the last day of this estate sale. I think it's 50% off. It's probably well picked over. Let's go see if it's still worth dropping by. Let's go inside.
I would do them for 30.
Okay, was it worth it? Yes, it was $84 on half off day worth it, meaning had I come yesterday, my total would have been double that, 168, something like that. Wow. The lady of the home had some wonderful taste. She had a lot of Eileen Fisher, a brand I've never heard of, ATM, that has this very distinct raw edge to all the shirts. I thought that was cool. Looked it up very quickly. I don't love price comping while I'm in the middle of any kind of sale. A garage sale, an estate sale, it's not my thing. I'm a little uncomfortable. But the prices were good considering the quality. And I got some really fun hard goods that I'm excited about. So let's take a look at my trunk haul, shall we? All right, here's today's estate sale. $84. Let's see what we have. We've got a lot of clothes, and these are some high-end basics. This gal had a lot of black in her closet, and I don't blame her for it. Some Pottery Barn pillowcases. Actually, I'm going to call these pillow shams. I think cases are the ones that go on the pillow you sleep on. Shams are the more decorative one. Is anyone surprised I picked up an ornate picture frame? No. Or even a solid oak tiny frame? No. I still have to do some work on this. I believe that two of the couple was Hungarian or Russian. So who's gonna resist cat salt and pepper shakers? By the way, today was half off, so don't let the price scare you. Some Eileen Fisher boots, 2 pair. The best steakhouse in the United States of America, Rod's. I don't know if it's still in business, but we've eaten there and it's legendary. I've got a really great abalone, some silver-plated frames, a Revere ware covered box for my son, a Bible, because if you know me, you know me, and I believe this one is in Russian or Hungarian. Still not sure. This is a Second Amendment's little book, and look at this banger. It's a vintage, still in package, floating lounge mat with the built-in pillow. Hello, still in its little carry case. Got to love. Oh, and I scored an Eileen Fisher bag, probably for those boots. I think I'm gonna do pretty well. There's some cashmere in this stack that I'm excited about. Listen, these people that run estate sales, they should get danger pay. The things that I watched these two gals go through just in the hour that I've been here, from payment issues to expensive wine glasses shattering all over the place to people haggling them over dollars just relentlessly. If I ever thought about owning an estate sale company, the answer today is definitely no way. I'm not built for it. Bless them though, because I sure like to shop them. In today's video, I'm going to go over just the hard goods from this sale, just a few of them actually, because I've had a request in my messages for that. And when you talk, I listen. I thank you so much. My channel is really growing, and I'm very grateful to all of you who've subscribed. I don't often ask you to subscribe. I just figure if you want to, you will. But those of you who've left me wonderful messages and feedback and even taught me things that I didn't know, I am just here for it. I'm really celebrating the work that this channel takes because it's giving. In today's video, I'm going to go over a plate, and I'm going to go over some small goods, things that you would find easily at an estate sale or in a garage sale. Things that may not bring back huge high profits, but they're still profitable and they're worth learning about. So relax and sit back as we go over a few of these hard goods that you can find anywhere to turn for a profit. I can't tell you how happy I was to find this plate. And the reason is because I've been to this steakhouse in Arizona. My family has. It's near the Grand Canyon. We were doing a trip there. Look at the trim. So if you turn the plate over, you will see a famous stamp there, Syracuse China, and we're going to talk about that too. So the first thing I did was go onto eBay and type in Rod's Steakhouse plate. And as you can see, they go for a pretty penny, or do they? That price fluctuates so much over the last 2 years. But here's a close-up. This is the latest, one of the latest sales for $107 for a single plate. The second one that sold about this time went for $99. So as far as I can tell in doing my homework on what we used to call Terapeak, the eBay research tool, these plates are increasing. So I did a little dig, and it turns out they were closed during COVID and they've reopened. These are the old plates, and that's why. I want to talk about Syracuse China because what if you find something else with that stamp? Well, I want you to know there are other single plates that go for a great price. Look at these. A lot of it has to do with the particular restaurant or the pattern or detail on the plate. These are just a few examples. So what I want you to do is when you see a singular plate that looks heavy duty, like it may have been used in a restaurant, I want you to turn it over and look for that Syracuse mark and go into your eBay tool and find out if what you found is going for good money. Can you imagine a single plate like this? $85? Look at this one. Just extraordinary. So, single plates absolutely do sell, specifically in the Syracuse China restaurant ware category. Next up, Revere ware. Now we know about the cooking pans, but do you know about these storage containers? I picked this up at that estate sale I showed you earlier, and there were other pans that went with it. However, I decided I just needed this one and left those behind. Well, you're about to find out what a bad idea that was. Here's the maker's mark. It's very hard to read, but it's stainless steel Revere ware. Now, these go by a few different names when you're doing the research, but check out this listing for dead stock. This is a 1955 set of 4. She's asking over $1,000. I wonder if she'll get it. Here are some sold prices. Oh, I am just so upset with myself that I didn't grab the other pans. Here's a look at what they sell for when you've got more than one. It is amazing. I don't think a lot of people know about these handy pans, or as they're being called here, refrigerator boxes or refrigerator storage sets. So keep your eyes open for these stainless steel pieces with their lids. They sell for incredible money. Okay, I'm leaving this in even though I was going to take it out. Seashells. I have sold several online. Specifically, I've sold them on Etsy, but also on eBay, only to find out this time when I was doing the research for this video, I might have been doing something I shouldn't. So, I've got news for you. I will not be selling this gorgeous polished abalone shell, and here's why. It turns out certain species of abalone are restricted by the Department of Fish and Game, especially in my state, California. In order to sell them, you have to have proof of origin. Were they commercially farmed or were they sport fished? The difference means legal or illegal. Now, I want you to know they're still selling on eBay if you do a search. These companies may or may not have proof of procurement. My word to you and to myself is do not risk it. It is not worth it. Keep them for yourself. Next up, inlay boxes. I love these things. Here's one that I got at that estate sale along with the abalone shell. Here's the irony. It's got abalone inlay. Am I going to sell it? You betcha. Now, it took a little deep dive because as you can see, it's got a name in there. Orid. I'm probably saying it wrong. And it's definitely a mosque or a church. I knew that much. So I went onto AI and did a little deep dive. I did not know these pictures were in here until I opened it to show you guys. I'll come back to those in a minute. What really struck me about this little box is the craftsmanship. This thing is so thin and light, but it's such quality. I mean, it's solid. And you'll watch when I go to close the lid, it's super controlled. It's just a beautiful piece altogether. So what did I do? I went onto eBay and I typed in vintage, inlay, wood, trinket box, and up came all of these different examples from all over the world. Italy, Egypt, Mexico, just gorgeous things. And they go for a good amount of money depending on what the inlay is composed of. In this case, here we are again with the abalone. I mean, it's almost laughable, right? This next one is a real surprise. This is Russian and it's inlaid with a straw, which I think is just so industrious, just a beautiful thing. This box, when I saw it, totally struck a chord. I was thinking, I have seen this. Where have I seen this box? And so I did a deep dive and I saw that it belonged to Kayla. I knew it. I knew it was the homeschooling picker. I had just watched that video. Guys, you got to see her videos. So about my box. Well, first I had to figure out where Macedonia was. Sorry, I'm really terrible at geography. It's in Europe, sandwiched right there between Bulgaria and Greece. And then when I did my deep dive, I was able to get the name of the mosque. So that will help me with listing. This next category is really fun. Hotel memorabilia or souvenirs. So think soaps, think card keys or actual keys, shoe horns, shower caps, you name it. Now, many of these things don't sell for much money, but you'd be surprised at what does. My biggest surprise is that I thought this little item on the left was a book of matches. And, you know, I got it for pennies on the dollar. And I thought if it doesn't end up being worth anything, I'll just use the candle or the matches for the candles in my house. Well, guess what? It ends up being a bar of soap. So I check it out and I unbox it. What I'm looking for is to see if the soap's any good, but I'm also hoping there's a date on the actual bar of soap. And bingo, I end up finding it, 1985, right there. By the way, the Madonna Inn is on the Central California coast, and my parents had their honeymoon there. So when I looked up solds, there were only 2, none of which are my soap. Here's what I found out doing this little search. Big lots of luxury hotels and international hotels can sell really great. So if you've ever come upon a large amount of travel soaps, check it out. As for the shoehorn, well, womp womp. It ends up that there are 14 for sale on eBay. And so I just decided it may not be worth it until I looked it up and discovered that 4 of them had actually sold for $8 to $15. So guess what? That little shoehorn is going up on the bay. In case you were wondering about those little photos, I keep them. Everything I find like this in my treasures that I source, I keep in a special box. I love them. Moving on to the next grouping, we're doing picture frames. No one is surprised. But come on, look at this thing. It's wood, it's carved, it's beveled, it's gilt, and it's old. When you look at it, you can get a real sense for the time someone spent with the paint here. And when you turn it over, there are a few indications that it's older. That wire is blackened, and the little nails and screws that they use can be a telltale. I just sold a frame much like this for $65 on Etsy. And as I always say, you do not need the glass to sell it. Next up, I want to talk to you about pool floats, which I think you will find as funny as I do, since we're nearing the dead of winter in a mere month or two. These vintage, especially the dead stock, inflatable pool floats, mattress, I mean, there's a million keywords, can sell for crazy money. There is one brand in particular, Intex, that does better, but they all do well. I'm going to tell you how I know this is dead stock. Have you ever blown up a float and got it back into its bag like this? I didn't think so. Here's a few examples of solds on eBay. Just crazy. And actually, when I did this little dive, I learned about a word that I didn't know I was going to need to use, and that is French style. There's a different company that puts out these floats, and that's what they use. Do you see it here? Vintage French style air inflatable pool float, blah, blah, blah. You better believe I'm going to put that in my listing. Anyway, several different brands selling for north of $50. I just absolutely love it. Even in the dead of winter, keep your eyes peeled for dead stock pool float devices. Well, my friends, that's it. That wraps up this week's video on looking at a few vintage hard goods that you can find literally anywhere. Not everything is worth a pickup, but we learn from everything we pick up, don't we? I learned that one hotel soap may not sell, but if I ever run into a big batch of them, I could make some decent money. When you're shopping the thrift or garage sales or estate sales, keep your eyes open for the small things that everyone else is overlooking when it comes to hard goods. Look for quality, look for craftsmanship. Vintage goods are awesome because they're unique, they're timeless, they're sustainable, they tell a story, and so they're sentimental. But they're also historical and they have character. There are so many reasons we should be shopping vintage, and I hope this week I've encouraged you to do just that. All right, back to business. I've got to start chipping away at my death pile again. But friends, I always love to remind you what a joy this job can be. It's so simple. God provides. We just have to go and find it and flip it forward, which I love to do. And I think you do too. I want you to have a blessed week, prospering your business, and I'll see you right back here to do a little bit more learning. Bye-bye.